The Galactic Military Academy's training facility fell into stunned silence as Marcus Thompson crossed the finish line of the notorious Vorthan combat course, sweat dripping from his unprotected human skin. Around him, alien cadets, in their sophisticated environmental suits, stared in disbelief through reinforced helmet visors. "Impossible," whispered Cadet Ixura, her crystalline form shimmering within her atmosphere-controlled exoskeleton. "He's not even wearing basic life support." Instructor Velmoth, a towering Catharian whose natural armor plating gleamed under the facility's harsh lights, checked his chronometer 3 times before accepting the reading. Marcus had not only completed the course, he'd set a new academy record, wearing nothing but standard-issue training clothes and boots. Cadet Thompson, Velmoth's voice resonated through his suit's external speakers. "Report to the medical bay immediately for contamination screening." Marcus wiped his forehead with the back of his hand, a gesture that made several alien students recoil. "Sir, I feel fine." Actually, that was pretty refreshing. The training course was designed to simulate the harshest battlefield conditions in known space. Toxic atmospheric compositions that could dissolve most species' natural defenses, radiation levels that required shielding to survive, temperature fluctuations that would freeze or boil unprotected tissue, and gravitational variations that could crush bones or tear apart molecular structures. Cadet Tishwisisek, encased in a bulky Rigelian environmental suit, pointed a trembling appendage at Marcus. The atmosphere processors were set to Class 7 hostile environment. The oxygen content alone should have caused severe neural damage to unprotected tissue. "Yeah," Marcus nodded casually. "It was a bit thin up there. Reminded me of camping in the Rockies back home." The group of alien cadets exchanged glances through their helmet displays. Cadet Morgeth, whose species required a complex filtration system to process any atmosphere not perfectly matched to their homeworld, spoke up nervously. "But the radiation exposure during the solar flare simulation." Marcus shrugged. "Felt like a warm summer day. Maybe a bit like being at the beach without sunscreen." He paused, noticing their horrified expressions. "Don't worry, humans have pretty good radiation resistance. Something about living next to a giant fusion reactor for a few million years." Instructor Velmoth's suit systems beeped as they recalibrated his sensors. "Cadet Thompson, my readings indicate you were exposed to temperatures ranging from -40 to +60 degrees Celsius. Sound about right for Minnesota winter and Arizona summer," Marcus replied cheerfully. "Though I gotta say, the course could use more humidity. It was pretty dry in there." The revelation that humans considered the Academy's most punishing environmental conditions to be refreshing weather variations sent ripples of shock through the assembled students. These were beings from across the galaxy, each requiring sophisticated life support systems to survive outside their carefully maintained homeworld environments. Cadet Pipera, whose aquatic species needed constant moisture regulation, bubbled nervously through her breathing apparatus. But surely the gravitational stress during the centrifuge sequence. "Oh, that was fun," Marcus grinned. "Felt like riding a roller coaster. Thought I'd get a bit dizzy around 7 GS. Usually I can handle about 9 before I start a blackout." Dead silence. "You regularly experience 9 times your planetary gravity?" Velmoth asked, his voice processor struggling to maintain its usual authoritative tone. "Well, sure. Fighter pilot training, amusement park rides, extreme sports." Marcus looked around at the stunned faces behind environmental masks and suddenly understood. "Wait, you guys can't do that." The realization hit the alien students simultaneously. Their human classmate wasn't some superhuman specimen or genetic anomaly. He was just a typical representative of a species that had evolved on a world so hostile that the galaxy's most advanced military training facility couldn't replicate conditions harsh enough to challenge him. "This explains the human military's reputation," Velmoth muttered, mostly to himself. Marcus scratched his head, still confused by all the attention. "Sir, if you want to make the course more challenging, you could add some real weather. Maybe some storms, or better yet, make it rain. Nothing tests your gear like a good downpour." As Marcus walked toward the showers, still unprotected and unharmed, the alien cadets remained frozen in their life support systems. They had just witnessed a Deathworlder casually stroll through their civilization's definition of hellish conditions while complaining that it wasn't challenging enough. Note to self, Velmoth whispered into his suit's recorder. Request immediate review of human homeworld classification. Current extreme Deathworld designation may be insufficient.